Hey, what's up, guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So, Daryl Dixon is a fan favorite on The Walking Dead. He is one of the longest running characters on the show. He's been in every season. And, I mean, there's the fangirls that are just like kind of crazily sexually obsessed with him and stuff like that. And, there's the guy audience that likes him. And he has a lot of fans. He has some people that dislike him, but overall he has a lot of fans. And I think he greatly improved in season 9 as a character. I had a lot of issues with him, particularly in season 8, and he definitely got a lot better in season 9. But one of the unique things about Daryl Dixon is that, I would say at least, I know there's Connie, but I would say at least in the first 8.5 seasons of The Walking Dead, he never had a love interest. He never had a love interest of any kind. I mean, there were moments between him and Carol where people thought that he would be with Carol and he and Carol would hit it off, but that never happened. And by the time they got to season 4, it seemed like Scott Gimple kind of changed their dynamic a little bit to where it was more like brother and sister, and there wasn't really much hope for any type of eventual romance. And some people still ship Daryl and Carol. Some people still think that Daryl and Carol will eventually get together because, I mean, after all, if it's The Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead sort of goes on forever and ever. Like, it's going to have 20, 25 seasons, and Daryl and Carol are literally the two longest characters. So people are still holding out hope that maybe they'll get together at the end of the series, or one of the last seasons, or season 11, season 12. I mean, right now she'd have to lose her husband, and this, you pretty much need to watch the episode at this point, but spoiler for season 9, episode 15, she didn't lose her husband. She lost someone else, but she didn't lose her husband. So Carol's still married. She's not a widow. So that would have to get sorted out before Daryl and Carol get together. And then there's Connie, who some people, myself included, have believed they might get together. But some people have been speculating for years and talking about this for years about how Daryl might be gay or Daryl might be asexual. Now, personally, I don't believe that. Gay, no. Asexual, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's literally made not a single... he hasn't had there's never been a single moment in the show where it seems like he was even attracted to a woman or a man. So it's not that he's gay because he's not attracted to anyone. I mean, maybe he is, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, he never acts like it. I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people. That's one of the things I'm best at, looking at someone and just reading them and telling, what kind of person they are. And Daryl just, whenever he looks at women in the show, it just seems like he doesn't give a shit. Like, he has no attraction whatsoever. He has no romantic sexual interest in female characters in the show whatsoever, or male characters. So it's not that he's gay. There's really no reason to think that, because if he was, then why hasn't there been a single moment where it seemed, just a single moment, where just a second where it seemed like he was interested in a guy? There never was a second or anything like that. So asexual, maybe. Gay, no, he's not gay. And he could be asexual because, like I said, he just hasn't been even remotely interested in anyone. In season 3, in the very first episode, when they had first gotten to the prison, Carol flirted with Daryl, and she actually attempted to sleep with him. I shit you not. It happened, and Daryl just like snorted or made some grunt sound, like that was his way of saying no. And yeah, I mean, he cares about Carol, but I don't think he's ever really. I mean, he like I said, he's never really made any indication whatsoever that he has a romantic or sexual interest in any character on the show at all. With Beth, you could argue that he might have had feelings for Beth, but I mean, you could basically the dynamic between Daryl and Beth. I mean, Daryl definitely cared about Beth a lot. He loved Beth. He loved Beth, and he looked out for her, and he he felt he felt about Beth pretty much how he feels about Carol. But if you take all of his scenes, and they did have a very important relationship in season 4 and 5, and a very important dynamic. But if you take Beth and Daryl's dynamic, and you switch Daryl with a woman, literally nothing would change. I mean, I think if anything, Beth was more interested in Daryl than Daryl was interested in Beth. When I look at Beth, I could see it. I could see her having some feelings. But when I look at Daryl, he doesn't care. He cares about her as a person. He cares about her as a human being, but he's not attracted to her. He's not attracted to anyone. At least it doesn't look like it on the show. And it's not because Beth was supposed to be like 18, he's supposed to be like 40 on the show. I mean, yeah, there's that, but he like I said, he's been like that with every woman, so he might be asexual, or he might just be really, really awkward and just he doesn't care. I mean, even if you're not looking for a relationship, sooner or later you want to like have fun and go out with someone or whatever. I mean, he doesn't even do that, so that does sort of make it look like he's asexual. And I guess you could argue that he just wants to super wait for that super special someone, even though he's like 45 in the show. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But I don't know. That just doesn't seem like Daryl. Daryl doesn't seem like the type that's just like, I want to be a virgin and be super special and be with a super special person. I mean, does that seem like Daryl? I don't know. I mean, if Daryl is straight, if Daryl is attracted to women, I'd say his problem is that he's just really awkward, and maybe he just thinks it's bullshit. Maybe he thinks that dating and marriage and love is bullshit, and sex is bullshit, and he doesn't want to waste his time with that. Even if a part of his brain does desire those things, he just ignores it, looks the other way, and is just like, that's bullshit. I want to go out and hunt and get covered in dirt and look like crap and Daryl things, track people and hang out with his dog. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's not those things, then maybe he's just really, really, really awkward. Like really, really awkward. He doesn't know how to approach women in a romantic way. He knows how to communicate with people, but he's never really had any experience with being romantic or flirting with anyone. So I imagine he would be really, really awkward. But I mean, most guys, they usually figure something out, and Daryl just, I don't know. I mean, there are men out there like Daryl who are in their 40s and haven't done much of anything. So I guess it's possible that maybe Daryl's just really awkward and he's a late bloomer. In fact, I'd say that's probably the most likely case, because it is starting to really seem like he and Connie are going to have a romance. Now, maybe they don't, but I still think that he and Connie are going to have a romance. There's just been so many scenes that have implied it, and it just seems like it's been set up. In this past Sunday's episode, he asked her to watch his dog for him while he went out. I mean, that kind of seems like something that a romantic interest would do. I don't know, but I do think that Daryl and Connie will get together, not in season 9, not in the season. There's one episode left in the season before the season ends, and they just lost a shitload of characters. There's no time for going out with someone or asking someone for a date. They're focused on other stuff right now. So maybe in season 10 or season 11, season 10 is going to have the Whisperer War, so there might not be a lot of time for romance in that season. But then again, maybe Daryl and Connie will hit it off in season 10, because it is going to be 16 individual episodes that are 42 minutes each. It can't all just be fighting. So maybe a Daryl-Connie romance does develop. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now we are at 455 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 500 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts, Every bit of support matters and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully we can get to that goal of 500. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye!